Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
Hey, welcome to Calvin's Got Game. I'm Calvin. Today what I'm going to do is I had a viewer comment and put into me and asked me if I could do a two-player variant for Rook. So what we're going to be talking about today is Rook. This game is for 2 to 6 players, made by Parker Brothers. Takes about 10 minutes to learn, and I'm going to teach you how to play a two-player version of it. And time to play is 30 to 75 minutes. Rook is usually played with 4 people. You're playing with partners, but I guess if you have 2 people and you want to play, there is a variant for that. But before I show you how to do it, I want to kind of go over some of the terminology in this game. There's bidding. Bidding is you're going to be bidding in this game to get the nest. Bidding starts, we'll talk about the nest in a minute, but the bidding starts at 50 in a 2-player game, and it goes up in 5-point increments. So what you'll do is you'll bid 50. If the other person passes, then you're able to get the nest. What is the nest? Well, the nest is 5 cards. You'll have 4 cards face down. You'll have 1 card turned up so you can see kind of what that card is. Kind of gives you a look into what it is. And what you'll do is you'll take those 5 cards, bring them into your hand. You'll discard some other cards, 5 more cards, and that becomes, the nest becomes part of your hand, and you move those other cards out of play. Then there's tricks. Tricks are when you lead a card, the other person plays, and your card beats theirs, and you take it. That's called taking a trick. That's the trick. There's also trump. Trump is the color that you're going to use. If you've ever played spades or hearts, usually hearts or spades are the trump. So in this game, there's 4 colors. There's green, red, yellow, and black. So whichever color you think that you can score the most points with or get the most points, you want to call that color trump. So that's basically a lot of the terminology in the game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back. I'm going to show you how to set this up from dealing the cards all the way to playing around. And I'll be right back and show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is show you how to play a 2-player game of Rook. In Rook, usually for a 4-player game, you take out the 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s. But for this game, for a 2-player game, you're going to add in the 4s and take out the Rook card. The Rook card doesn't get played. So it's going to go over here in the box. We'll shuffle in. We'll shuffle in the 4s. We'll shuffle the cards up. And then what will happen is we'll deal 3 stacks of 12. Alright, so what will happen is this will go to the person that's playing against me. No, I'm sorry. It goes to this person here. It's called the widow hand or the dummy hand. This one will go to my opponent, and this one will come to me. So now what happens is, I'm going to lay my hand here. These are the extra cards that we have left. What happens is you deal for the nest. We talked about the nest earlier. This is what you'll be bidding on. You get 4 cards. And then 1 more, there's 5 in here, but this one will be face up. The rest of the cards get set off to the side. Now you take your dummy hand and you're going to take 6 cards, lay those 6 cards out, and then we'll do what we call the bidding. Since I dealt, I'll let my opponent bid. The smallest bid you can bid in a 2-player game is 50. You're playing to 300, so you'll play to 300. Now, how do you score points? The 10s, 14s, 5s, 10s are worth 10s, 14s are worth 10, and 5s are worth 5. So those are your scoring points. So you're going to try to want to catch as many tricks as you can with those cards. That's what's going to give you the points. Are you passing or bidding? So my player is passing. My opponent is passing. So that means I'm going to take the bid for 50. I'm going to take it for as low as I can get it because I don't think I have a strong enough hand to win the bid anyway. But what will happen now is I get the nest. I take the cards from the nest. I put them in my hand. And then I choose the cards that I want out of it. And I discard the cards I don't want. So I take the cards I don't want. I have to get rid of 5. I took 5 in and I'm getting rid of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I took my 5. I'm going to put them back over here. Okay? If you put count, and what I mean by count, if you put count in here, it's the 5s, the 10s, or the 14s. Don't know why you'd put a 14 because that's your highest card in this game is a 14. You have 4 colors, red, green, black, and yellow. And all of them go from 14 down to 4 in this game. So 4 being the lowest card, 14 being the highest. So I didn't, if you throw away count, you have to make sure you catch the last trick. If you don't, your opponent will get whatever's in here. So you set that off to the side. So my trump is going to be black. So my trump is black. Trump means it's the highest card of any kind. So now what we do is we set out the next 6 cards. And what will happen now is the dummy hand will go first, and my opponent gets to play the dummy hand. So if you will, choose a card. Alright, so the 14 led. Now I have to follow suit if I can. So that means I have to play a red one if I have to. So now my opponent will play. Alright, so I don't have a black. I don't have a red, so I trumped it with black. So this means I take the trick. This is a trick. I take the trick. So now what I do is I stack that in front of me. Now it's my turn. So what I'm going to do is lead out with a 9 yellow. This person has to follow suit. Oh, I'm sorry. They have to follow suit. It's going to play a 13. And my opponent's going to play. My opponent tonight, by the way, is my lovely wife, who doesn't like to be on camera or speak, apparently. So we're going to just let her be quiet and play. So actually, the dummy hand caught the trick. So the dummy hand goes next. Whoever catches the trick goes. So we're doing a 13 red. It's your turn. All right. So I'm going to try to take as much of this count as I can. If you noticed, I played a 5 on the last one because that's count card. I want that. And so I don't get this stolen or taken by another higher black card. I chose to use it here because I don't have any red. So I caught that trick. I put it in my hand. So now I'm going to go with a 12. Now, you have a choice here. My dummy hand doesn't have any yellow. So what is my opponent going to choose for the dummy hand? A 4 red. She chose not to trump it because there might be something better later on that she can use those trump cards with. So she did a 14. There was a reason why she did that. She wanted that 14 or that 10 points. So that's her trick. She will now get to lead. She let out with a green. Well, unfortunately, I don't have green either. So now I can trump that. So what is the dummy hand going to play? Because if you remember, 14s are worth 10 points. You want to catch as many of those as you can. And I will not play a green card or a red card. Didn't have them. And you have to follow suit. So he had to play a green card. He couldn't play a black one. He didn't have a black one high enough to go over him anyway. So I caught that trick as well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lead out with my 14 black and try to get some of this trump under control. So the dummy hand has to follow suit. It'll play its smallest trump, hoping that the 6 might be able to catch something. Also, my partner plays a small trump. I caught that trick. We start again. There's the 13 black. So now this one has to follow suit. And she followed suit with 11 black. So I'm going to play a 12 black. So we got a 7 red, played it off. Didn't want to give me the 10 out of that hand unless they absolutely have to. Played a yellow. So both of those people are out of trump. So that's nice. I like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to play another one. Another black. Alright, we're going with a 7 green. Alright, she played a 12 red, which I don't have any red, so it doesn't make me any difference. Now, I got to start playing offs here. I have 11. So they don't have any yellow. They don't have any more trumps, so they're just going to have to throw a card. The dummy hand is. Play the dummy hand first, please. Alright, we played a red 11. And my partner is going to play the yellow 5. Gave me count. Did not want to do that, so they must have higher count in their hand that they don't want to give away.
Your opponent.
My opponent, I'm sorry. Alright. 10. Yellow. Once again, they don't have any yellow. Now, my opponent might have yellow, but she did not. So, and then I have one more off. They're going to play that 10. She's going to play. Now what happens is we count up the cards and see if I got my 50 points. There's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 75. So I got a total of 75 points. I made my bid. I would write down on a piece of paper I scored 75 points for this hand. Now remember, you're only going to 300. Now, the dummy hand would score 0, and my opponent would score 10. She scored 10 points. So that's basically how you play Rook, the 2-player version. I don't necessarily care for the 2-player version that well. I prefer playing it a 4-player game with a partner. But if you can't grab 4 players and get them to the table, then by all means get it to the table with another person and play a 2-player game. I love Rook, one of my favorite trick-taking games. I hope this was helpful. And guys, I hope that you enjoy these. Hey, please comment, subscribe, and I appreciate you watching. And thanks again for watching Calvin's Got Game.